Hey, I'm Aaron Sullivan.
I'm J.R. Kent.
We're Backwater Cider Company and we are going out of business.
All right, so Backwater Cider is Mississippi's first hard cider company. We opened or started producing cider commercially sometime in 2017, late 2017.
Wasn't it July?
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct. It was July 1st.
It wasn't late 2017 at all.
Yeah, it was July 1st, 2017, because that's when the House bill passed to allow breweries in Mississippi to actually sell beer and white wine, which I'll get into, on site at the brewery. Previously, you couldn't do that.
Yeah, prior to that, only distributors could sell product.
Yes.
So we released that night, like literally when everyone was opening their tap rooms, we were opening Backwater Cider.
At Lucky Town. So we worked with Lucky Town to produce this cider. They were gracious enough to take us in and let us do our thing under their umbrella, and so we did, and we're grateful for that. And unfortunately, they have closed as of a couple weeks ago, filming this, and it's a sad day, but we're happy with what we've done during that time, the run that we had with Backwater commercially, and we have some plans for the future.
Yeah, I mean, while we were there, we had 3 or 4 different types of cider. I mean, we had a couple things that rotated on tap at the brewery that people seemed to like, but we had 4 different flavors that made it into labeled cans, so that's pretty fun.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was interesting learning on the fly. Neither one of us are trained in alcohol production or cider making or anything like that.
So, or social media or business.
Right. Yeah, that's true. No business classes, no nothing like that. So just working with what we have and working with the guys at Lucky Town who were very, very knowledgeable about making beer, which was very helpful in creating cider commercially. But still, cider is its own thing, and it took a lot of trial and error. I think we had planned on opening Backwater several years before 2017. I think it might have been as early as 13.
Yeah, back when we thought we were going to get a business loan for $20,000, and that was going to be plenty to start a cider empire.
Yep, real dumb.
So me and JR both grew up in the delta of Mississippi, where the backwater is the floodwaters that destroy everything.
come up
when
every
the
year.
when the river rises and it seeps up into everyone's back porches.
Yeah, from the Mississippi River and the Yazoo River and all the other little rivers.
And we decided that was a fantastic name for something you wanted to swallow.
Yeah. Well, no. No. The backwaters, for me, when I was growing up, every year the backwaters would come up near the levees and everything, and we would go out and fish and bow fish, and it was always fun. And so that's kind of the memories I have of the backwater, the thing, not the business.
Right.
But yeah, they are destructive as of right now. This is like the worst flooding since the early 70s.
But at the end of the day, it was meant to be something that reminded us of home. Growing up
Yeah.
in the Delta, something that was familiar to us, that paid homage to our roots.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we went out of business. But all along, we've been doing this for ourselves, kinda, because we like cider. We both really like hard cider,
Yeah.
and you just can't get it in Mississippi.
Yeah. Mississippi, the cider available in Mississippi is unfortunately very limited. You have companies that produce alternate ciders, I would call them. So these are ciders that are lower ABV than a, quote, traditional or real cider would be. And that's just because Mississippi's law, the way the Mississippi's law works, cider falls under the category of wine. Cider falls under wine if it is over 6.25% ABV, and it falls under light wine if it is under 6.25%. So light wine is treated just the same as beer in Mississippi. So any cider, in theory, that is released in Mississippi has to be below 6.25%. And unfortunately, like I said, most real cider falls above that.
Right. Because if it's more than that, it has to go to our liquor stores.
Yeah,
And our liquor stores are not like in Louisiana or places like that where you can just go to Walmart and buy liquor.
Right.
They're special dedicated facilities where you have to not sell anything else.
Right, yeah. Liquor stores in Mississippi are really regulated, and basically that cider that's over 6.25% is considered wine, just like your 20% sherry or any other type of wine. It's the same. So that's very, cider companies from outside are not going to send their product that's in kegs to Mississippi, unfortunately. So what we have here is cider that is 5% ABV. It is incredibly sweet, somewhere in the neighborhood of 26 to 28 grams of sugar per 12 ounces. It's cloyingly sweet, and it's produced in a very different manner than traditional cider is, and it has other ingredients like malic acid and some other things. Not saying it's not great stuff. I've drank it. It's fine. It's not for me personally. It's a little too sweet.
It'll get you through the day.
Yeah, and some people love it, completely love it. But I'm more of a fan of drier. Not even, doesn't even have to be completely dry. Just dry wine. Cider, rather.
You can't drink too much if it's too sweet or else you get sick.
Right. So, like you said, we're both big fans of cider, and so since we can't get it here, we started making it, and that was back in probably 2013, maybe 2012. I don't really know.
Years ago, we started making our own cider because we couldn't get what we wanted here. Right in that corner. In that corner, we had milk jugs and 2 liters and shit fermenting, full of apple juice that we bought at Kroger.
Which is not. That's fine.
It's fine.
You can ferment Kroger juice.
It will work.
It'll
do the job.
And you'll see. We'll make Kroger juice cider. Basically, all cider is fermented apple juice. Cider is a lot closer to wine than it is beer. Beer has a process of extracting sugars from grain, and that sugar water is called wort. That wort is fermented with yeast, and it has hops and other things in it, and that's beer. For cider, it's just apple juice that's fermented, and that's it. That's cider. Just like wine is grape juice fermented. So.
It doesn't even have to be carbonated. There are a lot of still ciders out there. Though most people can, when they think of hard cider, think of carbonation.
You typically do have some carbonation, and it can range, like you said, from flat, completely flat, all the way up to champagne-like carbonation. There are champagne-like ciders that are super, super dry, come in the champagne-looking bottles under a whole lot of pressure, and they're very, very carbonated, and they're delicious. You just can't get them here.
Oh, yeah.
And we may make some of that stuff. We'll see.
One day. If you're interested in the ciders we'll be making, good or bad, please follow along.
Yeah, we'll be doing a bunch of experimental things in every aspect of cider and wine making. So yeah, it should be an interesting time. So yeah, follow along.